So this video is about how and why I became a stripper. It's just so bright, and I'm not changing my space. Just listen, okay? So I became a stripper. I'm gonna say the story again because apparently somebody don't want me to motherfucking say it and don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna put it back out here. I became a stripper not because I wanted to be like Cardi B or stun on these hoes. I became a stripper because I had no other choice. I had to survive. I was kicked out of the house because my sister kicked me out when I was 24. Okay, I'm living in North Carolina in my sister's house with my brother. Okay, she kicked me out. I got in a fight with my brother. She did it, her and him. When she was mad because I slept at my boyfriend's house at the time. Well, he wasn't my boyfriend. We were just a situationship. He was an on and off again situationship from back when I had a boyfriend and I cheated with him. Okay, but he had AC. My sister AC was broke then, and I'm like, it's hot. I was working as a CNA. Okay, I was working as a CNA. I got a job working down the street at a nursing home. And you had to wear scrubs. You had to get up early, like 7:30 in the morning, okay? And it was terrible. One of the worst jobs I ever had in my life. I would never do that shit again. I don't wish that on nobody. And I respect all those who work as a CNA because of it. And especially if you have compassion, it's not for you. So I guess my sister was mad that I overslept. I slept at my friend's guy friend house. She said I was shacking up and living in sin, and she didn't want that around her, and so she kicked me out. Got into it with my brother and her, and I had to move out. I moved with him for a couple of days. Then he started acting funny. Then I moved with my photographer, who's an older white guy named Marty, and I stayed there for a good month until I found the place. And then, but even then, he tried to come on to me, if you know what I mean. And I was like, I'm not fucking you to stay here. You offered, like, you're supposed to be my friend. Like, how dare you? You think, like, you see what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand. Y'all put women, especially attractive women, in situations that are make them vulnerable. That they can put them in their life threatening. You see what I'm saying? This shit has to stop. But then protect the men. My sister protected my brother. My brother never lived in his life, and he's 45 years old. Okay, but the female, attractive female at that, have to be put out on the streets. You see what I'm saying? In the name of Jesus. So that's why I don't subscribe to religion and none of that shit. I don't care if my family feels some type of way because I'm putting this out. I don't give a fuck. It's my truth. This happened to me. So I'm gonna put it out here. Why out of all days the sun wanna shine right here and you all can't see my face properly? I'm gonna say this regardless. Okay? This shit is weird. So I could put this visor up. Shit is fucking annoying. Cause like you ever try to do something, you know it's like somebody don't want you to say, this is it. Something don't want me to even speak. They don't want me to be seen to say it. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to say it. It's going to be said. Cause someone out there, people out there need to hear this story. Okay? So, right now I'm 37. Okay? So, this happened when I was 24. But it's 2011, 2012. 2012. Beginning of 2012, this happened. I was working as an esthetician before this. Okay? But that didn't work out because people be doing illegal shit, you know, try to, like, whatever. So that happened, and I ended up staying with Marty, who was my photographer, okay, because I was modeling on and off, like, really, like, you know, just getting started out modeling, and I was like, why is this bad shit keep happening? What the fuck is this? Like, you know? And at that time, I realized in my mind, I was like, I'm cutting my family. I'm done with this shit. I ain't dealing with them. And, and mind you, I didn't have no money. I didn't have shit. You know what I mean? For someone to put you out, like, come on now. Anyway, that happened, and I ended up finding a place to stay. Back then, apartments were $425 or $450, $475. I found an old 1920 style house that was converted into apartments, which are beautiful, historic downtown in that area, and I loved it. It was classy. It fitted who I was. Ended up with a Siamese Persian cat. My friend gave me. I don't want a cat. He just gave me a cat. Whatever. So it ended up there, and then I told one of my friends, I was like, he used to be my supervisor at Ruby Tuesdays, and I was like, I think I want to be a stripper. He was like, well, if you want to do that, I'll support you. And I was like, well, can you come with me to go audition and do all this stuff? Because I did my research. I read up on it for days. I did my research. I knew someone who was in it before, and I've seen them do stuff, and I knew a little bit about it. So I finally got in there. He went with me. They showed me the ropes, and that's how I became a stripper, you guys. I didn't become a stripper just because I want to be like Cardi B. No, I had no choice. I had to survive. I had to feed myself. I didn't want to end up on the streets. So you all gotta stop looking at people like, oh, why is she doing that? Why is she becoming? I didn't have a choice. Once I became a stripper, I met so many rich motherfuckers in my life, okay? I never in my life knew that they were all around me. Like, for real. And then when I moved to Florida after that, I ended up moving to Florida. After that, I started dancing 2012, September, July or August, September 2012. October, November, December, I moved to Florida, because that allowed me to be able to move freely and make my own money and travel and do what I needed to do and move to where I wanted to, because I could just pick up and just dance there, and I called and do things ahead of time. So I ended up moving to Florida, and I found a house that used to rent out a room for $400 a month, and that was an easy deal. Life used to be way cheaper than what it is right now, y'all. I'm telling you. So it was just easier to do stuff. Now you can't do shit like that easy, just up and leave and just do, you know what I mean? I had did that, and I mean, moved to Florida. I made 10 times more money. That's when I started making stripper money like this, like $800. I'm like, that's the most I ever made. $600 a night, you know. And then I met my ex-husband that January. I moved in December, met him in January. The day we met, we were inseparable. Like, I want you, you like me. I went home with it, and it was a wrap. Like, score, look at his house. You know what I mean? He took care of me. I never asked for shit. He just gave me whatever I wanted. I never asked him for anything. At the time, I was dating a cardiologist. At the time, I had just signed with a modeling agency. At the time, like, all this good stuff had happened to me within 7 months of moving to Florida. Did the Miami Fashion Week thing. That scared the shit out of me, but I was distracted because I was in love. I was in a relationship. I wanted to have a baby more than anything. And he would have been the perfect person to have a child with, because he's a really good father, okay? And he's financially stable, and he was always a provider. Like, the best provider I've ever met in my life. You see what I'm saying? Better than my baby's dad. My baby's dad is not a good provider. He don't do shit. He does things to feed himself and to look good to other people, okay? He tricked me. He's not a good provider. And he do just a little bit. Like, he'd pay for our Chris Brown tickets, and then this is not even the best tickets. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so I met him. Everything went fast. And even then, my ex-husband would tell me, if you want to do this, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You know what I mean? I was working at Sears at the time while stripping and modeling all at the same time. So I really had 3 different things I was doing. And I had 2 rich men taking care of me, sending me money. The cardiologist would send me money and wire it to my bank account, while I had my ex-husband, we were dating still. You know what I mean? I cut him, the cardiologist, off once I got married to him. You see what I'm saying? And he never forgave me for that. He was so mad. He was like, I could have taken care of you. You wouldn't have to do shit. You wouldn't have to do nothing. I'm like, but you're not here. You live in South Carolina. But I was going to move. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear none of that shit. This man my ex looked better than the cardiologist. They were both tall men, like 6 foot something, both of them. And they both had money. But one looked better than the other. You see what I'm saying? Because I was thinking, like, procreation. Who I'm gonna make a better looking baby with? You see what I'm saying? But But now looking back, I probably should just chose the cardiologist, because my ex ended up being a drug addict, couldn't produce a baby. So I went, just life like that happened. But that's how I got into stripping. I used to have fun. Life used to be fun, you guys. It used to be fun. And it's just changed a lot. It's hard to find places and things to do with people and meet people that are happy and fun, because they're intentionally making life miserable so that you can go into the metaverse and matrix world and get stuck in here so that you're not here. And that's where they're moving things towards. They want things to be dull and boring outside of here so that you can go in there instead of in here, but in there, in the VR. Virtual reality is where they want you to be. So that's why they're shifting things like this intentionally. Okay? They want you depressed and sad. But life used to be so fun when I first moved to Florida. The stripping life was fun. I had so much fun, and I don't regret none of it. And I'm kind of glad my sister had kicked me out, because it made me the person I am today, and it taught me a lot. Being a stripper made me more resourceful and a business-minded woman. I never would have been able to start my own business had it not been for all of that. So I just want to say that that's my story, and I got some more shit to talk.